What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the GoodeBaker Podcast. I'm Nick Baker. Across from me, Shane Good.
Oh yeah. Hey, guys.
And we're going to talk to you about some video games. First things first, man. What have you been up to? What have you been playing, man?
So I've been playing Minecraft because Fortnite sucks dick. And Minecraft's better. So I've been playing Minecraft, and as of yesterday at 4 p.m., I've been playing PoE ever since yesterday at 4 p.m., other than to come here and record this with you.
All right, great. Glad you could pencil us in.
Yeah, well, Blight just released. I got a rant for 2 seconds. Blight released.
So that means 25 minutes, everybody.
Yeah, buckle up. 20. I'm tired still.
Mm-hmm.
So Blight released. We got to Blood Aqueducts, end of Act 9. Game ends in Act 10. You get to the late game stuff in Act 10. So we're right there. I got carried the entire way. My buddy Plague playing a ridiculously overpowered build, the skeleton build, skeleton archer build. And I'm playing a strength stacking Blade Vortex build that I thought would be fun, something different, and a little creative because it's off meta and nobody's fucking playing it. Well, I'm here to tell you there's a reason why nobody's fucking playing it, and it's because it's really hard to play. Is
it just because it's bad, or?
No, it's very, very good. It's just very, very difficult to play.
So is it just a lot to maintain?
Yeah, you have to maintain 10 stacks of buffs, which go off every 7.7 seconds. So, and that counts the cast of it. So you cast 10, and you're already down to 2.8 seconds on your first cast. You cast the next one, you're down to 1.2 seconds. And you have to run through a map. And then on top of that, you have to find gear that I thought would be easy to find, but is really fucking difficult to find the gear that I need on day one at a reasonable price. Okay, now that I'm done with that, what have you been playing, man?
So a little less strenuous. I feel like I've been just kind of dipping back into Battlefield 5, feeling that Firestorm. Man, to this day, I think that's one of the better Battle Royale games that no one's playing. Literally nobody. It's hard to get a game on there, but when you do, it's just the map is great, the graphics are great, the picking up shit can still be better. It's still just a puddle of shit.
I think that's why people stop playing it.
Generally, if they fix that, man, it'd be 100 in my book.
Yeah.
Just because I love Battlefield so much. But yeah, just grinding up on there, playing some Conquest. It's still so much fun. Vehicle combat's never been better in a pre-modern Battlefield. I'm still hankering for that modern Battlefield feel again. Battlefield 4 and 3 were some of my favorite shooters of all time, and I can't wait till they get back to the modern shooters. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. You said you were playing Minecraft too, and that was
yeah.
Well, what's going on with those? You just playing with Deborah, or?
No, so I started playing a server called Hypixel, and they do a rendition of Skyblock that basically takes the original Skyblock and it just plucks it out of its box and it throws it into an ocean. So that means the game is very fast and they've changed everything. So basically,
and you Minecrafters out there.
It's essentially what they did was they took a game mode that's primarily based off of survival and trying to figure out how to do different things, and they changed it and made it more into kind of almost like a tycoon type of game. It has an auction house and a market, and it's very you have to fight a bunch of different types of monsters, and they've created kind of larger HP pools for the existing monsters, and they've made zones. It has a lot of RPG elements in it. You level up by grinding out different types of materials. So say you want to have a better iron sword. There's a golem sword, which is considered a end game to mid-tier weapon. To get it, you have to mine 25,000 iron. Now, I know that sounds like a lot.
That does sound like a lot.
That's because it is a lot. That's why they give you minions to help you grind it out. So basically what they do is they just...
So do
AFK.
Do they just fundamentally change the, like, code of the game, or are they using all the tools within the game to create this game?
They're using the tools within the game to create the game. It's a not modded Minecraft.
That's interesting.
So
how do they go about, like, changing enemies' health pools and stuff like that? Is that all just stuff you can do in creative, or?
No, basically what they did was...
I literally have no idea what you're talking about when you talk about Minecraft, so I'm, like, fishing here. Like, I know it's about blocks.
So essentially what they do to change stuff like that is they use what's called plugins.
Mm-hmm.
So they add plugins into the game, which plugins essentially
aren't mods, but they're like mods.
They're not mods, but they're very similar to mods. Mods adds a whole series of like blocks and new like content with those blocks. Plugins basically runs parallel as you run the game, and it will ask the code when a specific line comes up. It reaches for it, grabs it, removes what it says, and in places what it wants to say. So essentially, it replaces specific pieces of script, and it adds new pieces of script that allows it to, like, so like when you enter a zone and a zombie spawns, it grabs the script that writes the monster's scaling, and then it implants the scaling for the zone that it wants.
Okay.
So you can make things more difficult, easier. You can do a bunch of different stuff.
Right. It seems like they're kind of testing the limits of that game every day with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the second biggest Minecraft server in the world. The other night when I was playing, like Friday, no. Was it Friday night? No, it was Thursday night.
So how many people are playing congruently, like, all at once?
About 82,000 on the server.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
massive.
That's ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, Jesus, like, MMORPGs, what's the, like, cap for server space on those is really low compared to that, I imagine.
There's not 82,000 people on one server.
Okay.
So it's 82,000 people on a hub that each server holds about 100 people. So it's like...
That makes more sense then.
Yeah, it's like broken down into like 1,000 different servers.
So at any one given time, like, how many people are in your world?
Always 100.
Okay. Always.
I've never been in a world that's not maxed out.
Fair enough. All right. So anyway, that's cool. We've been playing some some of the same old shit, but on to some new shit. With big topics of the week, let's kick it off with one of the things I'm most excited for, and I can't stop talking about, and I'm probably driving people insane with at this point. Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk multiplayer has been confirmed by CD Projekt Red on Twitter.
What's Cyberpunk?
Exactly. I'm here to describe it to you for the next 2.5 hours. So this is really exciting. They said it's going to be coming post-launch, so it's not going to launch with it, but any kind of multiplayer, I feel like if they take their time with it, they didn't do any kind of multiplayer in The Witcher, or really any of their games that I know of, so this would be a venture into unseen territory for them. Really exciting, considering the RPG elements of everything. I wonder what they're actually going to bring over to multiplayer from the single-player campaign, or if you're just going to have your standard Call of Duty deathmatch in certain parts of the city maps and stuff like that, which would still be cool. Maybe a battle royale, anything can happen. But this is just like a little bit of a story at the start to mix in with the shitload of Nintendo drops that we have this week. But Cyberpunk is always exciting to me, so anything that they say, I'm just completely on board.
Nick's like, muffins. I gotta go buy muffins!
Do they have Cyberpunk muffins?
Before we jump off this, really quick, I just want to mention, I think this is a really smart way of going about doing this. Due to the fact that a lot of games that have launched with multiplayer, where the multiplayer hasn't been where it needs to be for launch, the game has gotten really bad backlash for it. But you take games, Grand Theft Auto has done this before, and then also Red Dead Redemption has done this now, like Red Dead 2.
The way that Rockstar did it was a little bit better, where they warned people, like, all right, this is a beta. shit's gonna be fucked. And it was. It was
a little bit.
Completely fucked. But
TNT following people. I mean, what?
It's standard like that archetype of online games. You're always gonna have those griefers that are just gonna make the game horrible for people that are just trying to play the game and have a lot of fun. But,
exactly.
There's stuff in there for everybody, and I feel like they've kind of gotten to grips with what that game is. But kudos to fucking Cyberpunk and CD Projekt Red for getting it out ahead of time. Like, all right, this is coming out at launch. We're going to take our time with whatever it's going to be. It's going to be good, and it's going to be quality, and that's what I really love to see more than them rushing it out the door to meet a deadline or doing it just for a money grab. Yeah.
Who?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, you have to pay to unlock that word.
Yeah. Just the E, or
yeah, it's $20 for the E. The A is DLC, but you gotta buy it separate.
Right, and you have to download it off their stupid fucking store or whatever. But anyway, so moving on into the Nintendo Direct that happened on the 4th.
Yes.
Wow, there's a lot of shit here. Do you want to kick it off with the first thing on there? I think it's probably one of the more important ones for people watching that Nintendo Direct. I think they were expecting something, and they kind of went off in a little bit of a different direction.
So the first thing that says on their paper is Nintendo Direct. So I figured we'll start with that.
Yeah.
We'll start. Well, then we'll move our way down.
Yep.
So new Fighter Pass coming to Smash Beyond. The original slated character roster plus Terry Bogard. Not sure, to be 100% honest.
Yeah, Fatal Fury character. Not a whole lot of people nowadays would really know, but it
was this big?
It was just beat 'em up, I believe, and it was I guess pretty iconic for the time. It was pretty popular in Japan, I guess. So
okay, well, it was announced as the expected as the next fighter to expect in the line with Banjo launching alongside the Direct.
Banjo-Kazooie also came out alongside the Direct, or maybe the day after, but he is out now, and people can download him. Did you ever play Banjo-Kazooie?
I have played Banjo-Kazooie. Actually, I've played it a pretty decent amount. I beat the N64 one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's really the only one worth note. The Nuts and Bolts, I think, was the sequel, and I think that one was on Xbox, and it didn't come out to like.
Sounds like a Ratchet and Clank game.
Yeah, yeah. I'm, all those things.
Yeah. I don't know. You want me to go? Keep going? You want to take the next one?
I mean, I can go ahead and grab this next one.
All right. Well, the next one says Tokyo, so I think that belongs to me.
We'll just go back and forth.
Okay. All right.
So next on the list we have Game Freak's new title, Little Town Hero, is coming out on October 16th.
It sounded really interesting.
It's kind of cool. The concept of it is you're stuck in this town, or the leaders of this town are saying, hey, don't leave this town, it's dangerous out there. So the whole game is supposed to take place in this town, and you're defending it or collecting monster parts or something like that. You're trying to do something within this town. The context of that is yet to be seen, but the art style looks interesting. It's from the makers of Pokemon, obviously. They have a really deep pool of RPG experience and talent to pull from, so I think that whatever this game is, wherever it goes with its story or whatever, I think it's gonna be a pretty good hit, especially maybe with the younger generation.
Yeah.
Seems like that art style is really gonna bring in a lot of the younger kids, because it's so Saturday morning cartoon, at least from our standpoint. It's a little bit more anime-esque, but looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing I would throw on to that would be these guys created Pokemon, so, well, they've created some of the Pokemon games, I guess. The big thing would be really good at keeping people in their town.
Yeah.
Especially for this game. I mean, you can't leave the town without a Pokemon.
Right.
So,
I mean, not even into the little bits of grass right outside of town. It's like, it's too dangerous, man. Like,
it's dangerous.
Level 1, 2 Rattatas or Pidgeys, they're gonna fuck your ass up. You better check it.
I wanna know what happens if you just try and fight a Rattata. I want a Game
just,
Shark
fist fight.
fist fight a Rattata.
and you just get in there, start fist fighting that rat-a-tat, it bites your fist. Oh, fuck.
Alright.
Anyway,
so,
why don't you take it ahead?
Tokyo Mirage, season... It is Mirage, right? Yeah. Tokyo Mirage Seasons was announced to release... Sessions. Yep. January 17th, 2020. As well as featuring Fire Emblem characters. This is a JRPG making its way out of the wreckage. The Wii U to hopefully bounce back on the Switch with a new coat of paint. Well, I mean, I had never heard of this one, but I also never had a Wii U.
Right. I don't think anybody really did. That was the problem with this, is that it was there were a ton of great games on the Wii U, and this is one of them. Apparently, I didn't play it myself, but a lot of people were pretty excited about this online, saying that it's in the line of sort of like a Persona game, but that kind of JRPG style. I don't think it has so much of the like relationship aspects as much as it is just like a fighting RPG. But
that's cool. I can get down on fighting.
It does. They said that they're going to be including Fire Emblem characters. I assume that they're going to be pretty modern Fire Emblem characters if they're adding them. I don't think they had Fire Emblem characters in the original. I think that was like the big ringing bell there for them bringing it back to the Switch. And interesting. There's a lot of interesting things that happen here in this direct that I wasn't necessarily expecting, and this was one of them. I was like, well, left field, but hey.
I mean, Fire Emblem characters are cool, and if a game is getting Fire Emblem characters put into it, maybe it's worth looking into, because Fire Emblem's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'm always down for a nice JRPG, man. I love that JRPG grind.
Well, I mean, this next one we have, though, is very un-JRPG. You want to take this one away?
Yeah. So, on the other side of the planet, Doom 64 is re-releasing for Switch on November 22nd. Almost said 26th.
I see what you did there, because Tokyo is on literally the other side of the planet. And that's continue.
Yeah, so anyway, Doom 64, awesome game. I'm sure a lot of people remember it. It's probably, alongside its counterpart Doom, is probably one of the more iconic first-person shooters of the early first-person shooter era.
It is what paved the way.
Yeah, and really it was its use of really brilliant color for the first time in that franchise that really brought it ahead, I think, and it really makes that game head and shoulders above its predecessor in Doom, and pretty excited to try it out again. I haven't played it since I was actually playing N64 version, so I don't think they really re-released it since then. I don't really know, but we could look into it. Anybody who wants to comment in the comments below with that information, that'd be great. But yeah, cool little re-release. There's a lot of things like that in this. Nintendo usually likes to sprinkle in all that stuff, and usually that's the stuff that people are clamoring for. It's like, bring back all these old great games so I can play them on my Switch. We've been saying it since the launch. It's like, everything on Switch. Let's go. Fucking everything.
Wow.
Pile it on.
I mean, pretty soon I'll just get a Switch emulator at this point. So
exactly. And you can play everything that's on Switch on your damn computer. So we'll be all set. But this next one is actually pretty baller. Why don't you go ahead?
So, Divinity Original Sin 2 launched alongside the Direct as well on the Switch.
So, have you played Divinity?
I had not played Divinity.
Alright, so Divinity is essentially just D&D.
Oh! Wait, yes, I have played Divinity. Okay.
There's a few...
I've played the first one.
Alright, so there's a few...
Like, in the early 2000s.
Differences between this and, like, oh shit, it's on the tip of my tongue, but anyway.
Is it the Pillars of, is it the Pillars one? Because it's made by the same people. Pillars, Pillars Eternity, or Pillars... Fuck, it's Pillars something. It's on Steam.
Yeah. I was thinking of another one, but anyway, Divinity Original Sin 2 is, it's got its own storyline, so you are following a story throughout. You're not necessarily creating one yourself, other than like the choices that you make going in which forking direction. Or
Baldur's Gate
Baldur's Gate, yeah,
that's what it was.
That's the one that I was thinking of. Yeah, it's similar in content to Baldur's Gate, but it's not so much in gameplay as much. It is turn-based, so when you enter a battle phase or piss somebody off, you enter the combat, and when combat starts, you're all in turn-based order, depending on your speed or whatever. And it just plays out like a regular D&D game. You have your abilities and all your spells that you can use. You have a certain amount of ability points that you can either accrue over a few turns, so you can charge up and use a bunch of spells on one turn, or you can just peter everything out. You can use one spell here, move a little bit, get out of harm's way. You know, it's similar to what you would expect, but
personally, I like to get the shit beat out of me and then fireball.
Yeah, the reason I'm actually so pumped on this is that me and my buddy Anthony have been playing that on the PS4, and that coming to Switch, I can pop that out at work, play that around. I'm totally gonna pick this one up, and it seems like it's gonna be a perfect fit on the Switch as long as it runs well.
I mean, honestly, for what the Switch has to offer, coming from a hardware kind of guy, it should have no issue running basically anything. Like, honestly, it can run Skyrim, which is a massive game. Like,
it runs Skyrim just about as well as anything runs Skyrim. Because,
well, I don't know about that, but...
Well, I mean, other than whatever your PC Master Race, we down here in the console Earth are fucking still hitching and giddy-upping and having to save before every doorway, hoping that it doesn't, fucking freeze or send us off into oblivion.
That's funny, because... Oblivion.
Yeah.
No, I think that you should have no issues with running basically anything that gets ported over to Switch. A lot of times what ends up happening, especially with hardware, it's just compression, man. My
only worry is that it generates the world all at once. So you're walking around the world, and you can enter a different map, a lower underground map, or you'll go into a building or this, that, or the other. But when you're outside in that world, you are outside. So there's a lot that it has to generate. I think that they probably took that into consideration and just kind of circled off a little bit closer in. So
they probably also just because you remember. Super low textures, and when you're playing it on PS4, you're playing on a 55-inch TV screen. Play it on Switch, you're playing it on a 10-inch screen, so difference in resolution is resolution is definitely there. So I think you'll have no issues. I think it'll play very good. We'll see though. If you get it and it plays absolute dog shit, you'll have to burn me a little, but
I will burn you alive on this podcast right here. You heard it first, everyone.
Alright, well...
All 14 of you fuckers. I see it. I see those numbers growing. We're doing it. Alright, so next on the list, what do we got?
Alright, so we got Deadly Promotion... Nope.
Premonition.
Premonition. Y'all, you have to forget the dyslexic guy. Deadly Premonition 2.
That's why we're here, man.
Coming to 2020 to Switch. So, does it mean... I don't know this title. I didn't know the first one. Is this also a port, or is this a brand new...
This is also a port. Okay. Yes, so Deadly Premonition, I believe, was... I want to say a PC release a while ago, and it's a horror detective game, I believe.
That'd be why I don't follow the horror scene.
So a lot of people are really excited. People love this type of stuff right now, streamers especially. So
man.
I think that it coming to Switch... I don't know what the Switch streaming game is like. I don't pay much attention outside of...
Don't know even how you would do it.
Yeah, so... Well, I mean, you'd be able to do it with, whatever, an Elgato, right? You just...
I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's like a basic capture card idea.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to do that off of the Switch. Is it only coming to Switch? I don't know.
All right.
The Nintendo Direct does not tell you much about any other consoles, so that is our problem here.
Well, Nintendo naturally they hate computers.
Yeah. They love Xbox, which is weird.
That is a little strange. Yeah, you're right. Never thought about it like that. But anyways,
PC architecture, right? In that Xbox.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, PC architecture in the PS4 now too.
There, honestly, you can't get. Eventually, you're gonna just have a PC. Like it'll say PS12, but it will be
PS12
a PC.
What a fucking world, man! What a fucking world. Anyway, moving on from Deadly Premonition, a little bit more exciting to. Nintendo fans in general and myself, Pokemon trailer showed off a few new features, including but not limited to Pokemon Camp, which is the new play with your Pokemon gimmick that they've had throughout this. You play and there's pat your Pokemon and it makes them all happy or whatever, and do better in battle, whatever the fuck. And cooking. And cooking seems a little bit more interesting, more in depth.
Pokemon cooking, like
no, well, you don't cook the Pokemon. That's
okay.
We're not going dark here. You strictly cook berries, I believe, and you can make dishes that then increase your Pokemon stats in battle. I assume.
Interesting.
It looks pretty in depth. From what they showed in the trailer, there's a long list of ingredients and a long list of recipes, and apparently you can collect all these recipes and do all these cool sorts of things. There was a few more things. They announced some new Pokemon. This one bird that has this new ability that it can retaliate if somebody hits it after it uses a certain move. It then retaliates with like a counter attack.
So would it just be called counter? Because that would be a pretty intuitive name.
No, I mean they already have the move counter, so I think it's like. It's something stupid. It spits out a fish anyway, because whenever it dives or you surf, it comes back up with a fish in its mouth.
Okay.
And then it has the fish, and if it gets hit, it spits out the fish, and the fish hits the person, and whatever.
It sounds very interesting.
Yeah, so the Pokemon trailer got me a little bit more excited.
Yeah.
Each time, it's just like a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Have you played the new Pokemon game? The one that came out for phone? I did download it. I played a little bit of it. It's actually kind of interesting.
We talked about it a little bit last week. I did try that out this week, and it's got the Fire Emblem kind of model to it, the Fire Emblem Heroes model, where you're collecting characters that have star ratings, like I said before.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But the battle system is it's like a triple battle Pokemon battle, and you have certain specific moves that you charge up, and there's a lot to it. Obviously, our Pokemon buddy Paul is deep. He's got like level 85 guys, and he's going off on it. He's finished the story of the game.
Sounds like Paul.
Oh yeah.
He's waiting for the DLC, but plot twist. Insert DLC here isn't. I was gonna make an EA joke, but I thought we had already.
Yeah,
I don't want to get sued by EA.
That cloth, dude.
I just don't want to get sued by EA.
Please don't. We're so small.
On the Pokemon side, though. That's pretty cool. That's like a way to just add crafting into Pokemon. And I think they already had like small elements, but
right. It just makes Pokemon a more fleshed out experience, and I think that's what they need to start doing with these console Pokemon games.
Yeah, for sure.
They've always been so small, and it's been okay because it's a handheld thing. You pick it up, you go, you train your Pokemon, you fight, you fuck off.
Exactly.
So, all right. Anyway, the biggest news, I think, from this Direct is the next one. Why don't you fire off?
Sneeze? Is that in Sneeze?
SNES. So Super
SNES.
Nintendo Entertainment System.
Sneeze. Games announced for the Switch. Online service as well as Bluetooth NES controllers. So, online service meaning like servers meaning like multiplayer?
Yes, there is multiplayer. It's their online service that they launched last year with the NES titles. So they've been releasing subsequent. What are you gonna call it? NES?
Snee.
No bueno. So they've been releasing NES titles, like 2 or 3 a month for a while now, and so they have a pretty decent library of kind of B tier NES titles. But this time they launched 20 SNES titles all at once. They released them, I want to say Thursday.
Okay.
Maybe Friday.
So Thursday the 4th?
Yeah, no, okay, so if it was Friday because it was the day after the the direct. But anyway, so they had launched a ton of great games, including Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Super Mario World, all the like OGs that you would expect, like minus a few obviously, but Super Metroid stuff in that element. But great, man! Just adding all those games to that service really makes that way more valuable. You really only, I think it's like $4.99 or something like that a month. It's that's literally
not bad,
it's
dude.
literally
That's
nothing.
cheaper than Netflix.
And you get your online service. You can play all your Nintendo Switch games online with people like Splatoon and all that shit. Then you get these games also. So you have like a suite of like maybe thinking like 50 plus games at this point of
good.
Just old school titles, and it doesn't seem like they're going to be slowing down too much. If they release SNES,
I just
next it'd probably be 64, and then from there it can be GameCube. You know, it can go up and up and up and up and up.
GameCube. I would love to get some of those GameCube
Dude, some
games.
classic GameCube games on there. Fuck.
Oh my god, dude! Shay could literally throw you off every fucking mountain if you played the.
Dude, that's why I haven't played Super Mario World with her yet. It's.
Oh,
we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it.
For those of you that don't know, Nick's girlfriend, who happens to be my sister, likes to pick Nick up in games and then fucking yeet him while he's trying to play the game.
So we're not a great team. It doesn't work out well. Overcooked though.
Overcooked. Oh my.
You see me in Overcooked, and we're pretty good there.
You know.
Still get frustrated though. God.
I would.
Sometimes.
Overcooked is a game. Another, it's on the Nintendo chopping block. I assume they're gonna make another one. When they make another one, I just hope
chopping block, nice.
I never, get it?
I was a little slow on that, but yeah.
That's alright. I just hope I don't have to play it, because every time I legitimately sit down to play that game, I'm like, dude, 20 minutes. I'll play one level.
One level.
20 minutes. 4 hours later, I've got 2 energy drinks. I've got a sandwich. I'm like, all right, I've got everything I need.
You've already murdered DJ.
But I'm playing the controllers with my feet because he sucks at the fucking game.
All right, so SNES games, super exciting on there. The next thing we have on here is Overwatch is coming to Switch in October on the 15th.
Another way for Overwatch to be fucking toxic. But anyways,
how do you mean? Because I've never played Overwatch.
Oh, you've never played Overwatch?
Never played. I've watched it.
So usually,
I've watched Overwatch. There's no joke there. It was just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, how Overwatch works: you join a game, you play the game, you think everything. Wow, that's an interesting time for my phone to ring. Jeez.
He's a busy man.
I'm a very busy man. It's actually the bank calling me because they fucking locked up my card again. Anyways,
locked up, can't get me out.
Precisely.
Akon, right?
I don't know Akon.
Anyways,
Overwatch, you joined around. Everything seems great. Everything's fine. You win the game. You're like, wow, I'm pretty good at this game. You join ranked. The first person asks you why you're such a piece of shit. You're like, oh, maybe I'll just mute them. Then you get spammed because you picked the character that you liked playing but isn't in meta. Then everybody's just super toxic. Nobody wants to heal you. The pocket healer is only healing the pocket healer, and you're like, why are 2 pocket healers healing each other? They're not doing anything.
Okay, so there's clearly a deep lore to this that I just have no idea about, but it's cool that it's coming to Switch.
Yeah, no, I'm
now
excited.
Now that positivity can be just disposed on those poor Switch owners.
I'm very curious to know. I'm assuming it won't be crossplay, which means the Switch community itself will have kind of a new community, and I hope that it's.
I wonder, that'd be something to look into. I wonder if PS4 and Xbox already have crossplay for that yet.
I do not believe any of their stuff has crossplay. And the only reason why I say that is because Blizzard has nothing crossplay. Like, they have literally none of their stuff is crossplay, and Overwatch right now is owned by Blizzard.
All right.
So I would assume that it won't be crossplay just based off of how they're kind of... And honestly, they've got their hands full with Diablo 4. Hurry up and fucking make that game. So, like, they're...
Yeah, seriously, because you're gonna have some fans pissed.
Well, there's
if you announce another mobile game before you announce Diablo 4, dude, I don't know. You better hang it up.
But I think the community hopefully will change a little bit with Overwatch. It's more of a meme at this point. It's more of a joke.
I've heard nothing but really positive things. I listen to a lot of Kind of Funny, so Andy Cortez is a big Overwatch player and fan. So he's constantly talking about how great that game is, and maybe that's just a biased opinion. I need to.
It depends on what rank you are.
Right. Does he play ranked? I don't know.
If you never play ranked, you never encounter toxicity.
I think he was talking about it being a little difficult to play outside of your comfort zone, just because if you're trying something new, you're gonna suck, and then sucking then leads to torture, and then torture leads to quitting the game.
Pretty much, yeah.
So.
That sounds about right.
All right, so Overwatch, pretty cool.
Excited. Don't have a Switch yet. Eventually.
So how about another Wii U ghost?
Another Wii,
it's coming back from the dead.
Xenoblade? Is that
the original Xenoblade Chronicles? I think there was a Xenoblade something whatever before the Chronicles. But it's the Chronicles was like the reboot of that series on the Wii U, and they were like, "Yeah, this is gonna be the flagship shit, man." Oh no, wait, was it?
Was it on the Wii U?
Might have been Wii U and 3DS.
I think actually. Because I'm pretty sure I remember somebody that I know bought it for 3DS. My buddy Steven.
Might have been just 3DS. I don't know. Anyway, Nintendo's something or other that it didn't do quite as well as it should have. You know what it was? It was the first of the exclusive 3DS games, and the 3DS had just come out, so people were kind of shifting over from the original DS, and some people hadn't gotten it yet. The install base wasn't quite there yet, so I think that now that we have literally millions of people with a Switch, re-including one. Okay. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 I bought and played. Not great.
Not great?
In my opinion. It got great reviews, but it not the JRPG for me. It was just a little weird. Voiceovers were strange.
Yeah. Mouth moving is off. For those of you that didn't see that, I moved my mouth and then didn't talk. Right. I did a Japanese joke.
We need a camera. I think it suffered from a lot of what sequels that try to completely reimagine the series suffer from, and that's loss of direction. It just in the beginning it just seems so slow, and the movement of story and the progression of characters just does not get there quick enough. I feel like I think it was 15 or so hours in, and I'm still just barely scratching the surface of what that game's combat has to offer, and I'm like,
wow. That's
barely scratching it. Apparently it just gets so deep, and I'd love to see all that, but I also don't want to dig through miles of shit to get there. So, I mean, shit's maybe putting it a little harshly, but
yeah, no, I get it.
If you heard the voices, maybe you'd have a better opinion about it. Look at some of the voiceovers on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and you tell me that that's not strange.
Well, hopefully they when they remaster, it doesn't suck. And they kind of, so they remaster it in a good way instead of a bad way. The
character Shulk that they brought from this game into the Smash roster kind of has a red clothes, blonde hair, the red blade that kind of pops open and has that blue shit all coming through it, and it looks pretty badass. Yeah, that's the main character of this one, and it's the aesthetic of that one always seemed way more interesting to me than the main character Rex in 2 was just an idiot. I felt like it just didn't really. I don't know. He felt like he was a hero for no reason. I was like, what are you doing here, man? You were just diving into some random clouds trying to pick out treasure, and then one day this hot anime chick just comes up to you. It's like, hey, come with me. And you're like, yeah, all right, let's go.
I was built for this.
Yeah.
Literally, I was written for this.
And yeah, again, just strange. All
right.
throughout. But I mean, some people like that, and obviously a lot of people did. And it got great reviews. So.
If it's getting a port as well,
right. Well,
there's got to be people out there.
Right.
There's got to be people out there.
Right, you are.
Speaking of ports, this one isn't.
Yeah, you're right. This one isn't. This is exactly a new title.
So, new title, first one on the list for a while. Super Kirby Clash released alongside the Direct as well. Free to start looting side-scroller in the Buddy Kirby style.
Yeah.
Bubbly. Yep.
It's
oh man.
I only saw the brief snippet of gameplay that they showed, but it just seems like almost like a side-scrolling Diablo, if you want to believe that.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, my eyes can't leave the word loot, and I have an issue with looting games.
Mm-hmm. This one seems a little maybe I don't know, unprepared. Like I don't think people are. I don't think Kirby's quite prepared for your type of gamer. Like, hey, you're talking loot. I'm in here. Let's go. And then you get to Kirby and you're like, well, there's only like 2 pairs of boots or whatever the fuck is going on here. This isn't gonna do it for me.
This isn't.
And Kirby's like, what? And you're like, man, you're cute and all, but fuck.
I mean. I happened to scroll across this one. There was an Instagram piece for it, and it doesn't look bad. It looks, like you said, kind of like a side-scrolling Diablo. Don't know if I would go play it, only because I think exactly that. I don't think they're ready for my type of player.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be deep enough for somebody like yourself, where you come from these like really deep loot games. I think it's going to be real surface level. Mm-hmm. When they say free to start, I hear microtransactions along with that, and I'm like, no, I don't want Kirby that bad.
Free to start.
It's like the last time I truly enjoyed Kirby was Kirby Air Ride, and that was just the GameCube racing game, and man,
I don't think I've ever truly enjoyed it.
Almost played itself, but at the same time, it was so much fun for like me and my little brother to just screw around on. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, it's a little bit of Kirby news for you. A
little curb of the topics.
Yeah, and speaking of curbing topics, we're going to be curbing it all the way back to Japan for this very, very anime mech genre-y game.
Yeah, by
Daemon X Machina is getting another demo before its release. Mm-hmm. I believe that came out yesterday, the 5th of September, and the game itself is coming out the 13th. So go ahead and download that. It's free. Test it out. It's a mech game. Looks a lot like Zone of the Enders, that old PS2 game that they remastered like a million times I never played.
Bad release date, man. Bad release date.
Why do you say that?
What comes out on the 13th? Think. We talked about it. You bought it. PlayStation gave it to you for free. Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3
okay, all right.
comes out on the 13th.
I was like, if I already bought it, then why was it coming out? What?
You were pissed about the Handsome Jack collection.
Oh, yeah, no, I was. It was a bummer. I mean, at least I got to give them a little bit of money before they just pretty much gave it away for free. You're welcome, Gearbox. You got my $12.50 or whatever the fuck I ended up paying for that.
Yeah. This is I love the mech type fighting games because they're very fun.
Did you see the gameplay for this?
I did not, but I did the one that they had on PS2. I think it was.
I'm not sure. I think this might be a new.
I thought these guys.
Franchise.
Is this a new franchise? I might be thinking of. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of the Gundam game on PS2. I think.
The Gundam games on PS2 were dope.
Yeah, I was probably thinking of that.
But
I do like that genre.
Yeah, the genre itself, it doesn't seem like it's departing too much from the formula of like mech games where you're like flying around on an axis and you're kind of targeting something and you're moving around it like in orbit. But
and then you blow it off with your rocket nuke.
It's like cell shaded, really stylish. I think it fits the Switch style very well. I think it'll run really well.
That gameplay style seems like it fits the Switch really well.
Right.
Too.
If it kind of has that like cell shady art style, like cartoony a little bit, I feel like it almost fits like a puzzle piece to the Switch because it'll run nicely, it'll look great on the screen, and colors and stuff like that will pop. Explosions look great, and all mechs have all of that. So
exactly.
Pretty excited for this one. I think I'm gonna download the demo, give it a shot before I make my final decision on it. But
it's kind of games don't do this a lot anymore. They don't throw demos out. And
and it has been it's been ticking up a little bit lately. Where especially Switch is like throws demos out like for their games. Like here, try it out. Here, try it out because they are so confident in what they have.
Yeah.
The Switch. They're like, all right, even if person X doesn't want this game, reason Y in this demo might get them.
Yeah.
To actually buy it, or even just trying it gets the more eyes on it. So it's anything that you say is free, you're gonna get more people to it. So
yeah, for sure.
Good play,
Except
on
for,
their part, because I think a lot of people had forgotten about Daemon X Machina.
I had forgotten that, especially with that release date, dude. Sorry, man. Looter shooter all day.
Yeah, Borderlands is definitely gonna bury Daemon X Machina, but Borderlands 3 isn't coming out on the Switch, so maybe it has a shot.
That is true. It might switch things up a little. Next on the list, Assassin's Creed Rebels Collection, including 4 and Rogue, coming to Switch December 7th.
I believe that this Rebels Collection might also be coming to other consoles. Didn't check into it, but I imagine that if it's a collection of Rogue and 4, they're probably going to throw it together in like a PSN and Xbox online sale.
That makes sense.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd love to play Assassin's Creed 4 again, and I've been looking for a reason. I never played Rogue.
Never played Rogue either.
It was the exclusive for, I think it was 360 and PS3 when 4 came out.
Yeah.
Because 4 was exclusive to the next gen, so they
such
had this
a weird way to do it.
Yeah, man. The bridging of the gap. The Ubisoft, I think, has probably gotten better at it by now, and hopefully they do because PS5, Xbox, whatever is coming out next year. So we'll see. But
Xbox Scarlet.
Yeah, 2 really. Or at least one really cool game and one unknown. I heard some really good things about Rogue, so probably 2 really good games.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I wonder what the price point's at. I'm going to be on that. If they're going to charge you like $60 for both of those. I mean, they're both full games, but at this point they're maybe 8 years old now?
I would say, all right.
Maybe 6, 7?
Mark my words. You ready? $39.99 for the whole thing. The whole bundle.
I could see that.
I feel like that's...
$20 a pop.
Yeah.
Doable. And especially new on the Switch, never been there. I feel it.
I think they'll get some eyes.
All right. So that wraps up the Nintendo Direct as far as we're concerned, because there was a few more things that I didn't throw down on there. A lot of stuff came out in that. They're really bumping up the Nintendo Directs. They just have a dump of news every once in a while, and they announce it like a day before, and I'm gonna fucking panic. What the hell? Yeah, that's weird. Our printer decided to print a piece of a word literally on one shred of paper.
And it didn't print. I was wondering.
It was like overlapped or something.
Yeah, I was wondering what was up with that. Oh, man. We gotta get a camera so we can start showing you these things. Although, getting a camera on that topic, before we head out, D&D updates. So, we are currently going to be running a private campaign that we probably won't air, but we're in the process of testing things so we can get you guys a video, audio D&D campaign.
Right, and it just gives us more time to iron out some of the kinks that come along with putting a bunch of random people on camera that have never been on camera before.
100%.
So, along with ourselves, we're not very seasoned as in front of camera personalities.
Negative.
We're getting better at this mic shit, though. You better believe.
You better believe that.
Anyway, this has been Nintendo Voice Chat. Come back next week for whatever the fuck we have going on. Till next time. Peace.
Peace.